Wake up, fool!
Hey, wake up!
It's about to get all stupid up in here!
Right here.
Featuring Eric,
He is a bad, bad man.
Special K,
The big red K.
Are you threatening me?
I'm waiting for you.
and Sam.
I am a wuss! I am a wuss!
You've waited long enough. How the heck do you pronounce this woman's name?
Roula, and
Ding dong.
Ryan. 104.1 KRBE.
Good morning.
Good morning. It is Tuesday, August 22nd of 2023 at 6 o'clock on the dot, and the gang is here. Ruler, Ryan, Eric, Special K, and Sam, and Ahmad's going to be here too, and we are kicking off the Tuesday of the week.
Yeah.
Let's just rip the Band-Aid off
Kick
and
its
just
ass.
get right through
This
it.
is going to be one action-packed show this morning. We got so much stuff in store for you.
Lots of things.
So we have Ask the Attorney today. I was thinking of all these lawyer questions yesterday. I was like, broadcasting from home, I don't get that little extra conversation behind the scenes in the studio. It's like, I had this interesting question for Adam Ramsey, but I have to wait till I see him in person next time.
Yeah, around 8:20, right before I tried Tuesday. Kobe Cash is going to come back in.
Oh, the chef.
Which I just forgot what show he's on. Is it Master Chef?
Yes, Master Chef.
That's
not
not-
Top Chef.
He's been kicking butt on that, and I think he won last week.
I want to get him to try. I brought you guys in homemade hatch salsa in
Yeah,
honor
so-
hatch season. I made
He
some.
says it's better than any restaurant in the city. So.
I said, well, I didn't say that.
Oh.
I said it's the best. I said it's the best salsa I've ever done.
Okay, so we'll see what Kobe thinks. And I brought a box. I bought a box of Japanese treats.
Oh,
One of those websites you see, and then you can order like
potato chips and stuff?
like ribeye steak flavored, and all these other flavors. You just pull one out if we want. Out to Kobe. That should be fun.
well, that'd be fun. Of course, we've got
I like all
Revenge
those
at 7.
all those interesting flavors you can find. There's that store in the mall. God, what is it called, y'all? It's
I've seen one in.
It's
Sugarland
based
Mall.
in somewhere in. I don't know if it's from China. It almost reminds me of kind of like a little Sanrio store because they have all these little cute little plushies. Then that's where I found those seaweed chips that were tempura fried.
Oh, that was gross.
Am I a dork that I love like when I was in Nice in France, like going to the grocery stores? I just
Yeah,
like,
see what they
I
have?
think it's the coolest. I think it's the coolest.
Walking around going, this is your life. It sucks because it's so small. Your choices are very slim. We're so lucky.
They don't think it sucks.
I don't
though.
think
They
if you're
we
born
are
into that,
crazy.
that's all you know.
Well, that's how lucky we are here with all the choices we have. But they're
Actually, no, Eric, one year, I think it must have been like 99 or 2000, I was so shocked that my town got like a Randall's / Kroger type of grocery store in Greece. And I was like, oh my God, that's like legit. Like, that's like a Kroger. That's like a Kroger.
wow.
Because it used to, all of this stuff is like, you compartmentalize what your groceries are and you go from each place, right?
Yep.
This was like a Kroger and they still had it. And that one I could spend forever in because I'm like, wow, look at all these chips. Look at all this kind of different bread they sell here. It is very interesting.
Then we also got Revenge in the 7 o'clock hour. There's a couples court I would try to get yesterday, but we didn't have time yesterday.
Think we're going to convene court today?
Yeah. A teacher and our boyfriend, they have a little problem.
Okay, and what time we want to do the couples court?
7:20.
7:20. So we're action-packed this
I'm
morning.
going to do my yearly plea to everybody out there around 7:40 to get checkups. I'm
I think
going
you
to try
should
to do
do it
this year
every
without
hour.
crying, man. I'm going to try to do it without crying. That's my goal.
Eric, I think you should do it every hour on this date. As 6 o'clockers, today is the day Eric lost his mother to cancer.
How many
So
years
every
ago?
year it's his mission
It's 91.
to tell everyone get checked. 1991
32
she
years.
passed.
It's like Sam, be like Sam's whole life,
Yeah.
never having a mom.
Oh, wow.
Yep. I know. I was thinking about that when I got up today. I'm like, this is it. This is when I got up. My dad woke me up, said, your mom died. You have to go to the hospital. I remember.
Oh,
like,
my God.
I just remember hitting my wall.
That's how you're awakened?
Yeah.
Oh,
he was
my
in
God.
shock. And then I just remember hitting the door, like just
Oh, God, I'm so
in
sorry.
disbelief. As a kid, you
So
can't handle these things. Can't handle it at any age.
You can't
I don't
handle
care
no,
what
no,
age.
it doesn't matter. You
it
could
doesn't matter what
be
age you are.
65 years old and lose somebody. You're still going to be like, oh my
So-
God.
This is when the day of the ham started happening. Everybody would come over and
death
bring
ham.
Death
Oh,
ham.
God.
I never understood that.
Hey, at least they came over and they cared.
But I mean, why the
You're
pork?
right.
Yeah, I guess they.
Because a ham is easy, it lasts a long time, it feeds a lot of people. That's what it is.
You're not making
I
a
mean,
brisket.
when I say lasts a long time, it's not just like an overnight thing. I
You
think
can
people
slice
try
it
to
up,
eat
make
that ham for
sandwiches,
like
all
3
sorts of
hours.
things, yeah.
Well, you could make a brisket. Once you find out someone died, start making the brisket and then bring it over. 12 hours later.
12 hours later.
Yes, but you've been sleeping over the brisket, and these people are grieving their loved one. You're like, do you know how long I've worked on this?
Put on
I
a
really
Traeger.
hope they'll eat it.
Hey, we got to give a big shout out to Needville. Man, they're advancing in the Little League World Series. Have you checked out this pitcher?
No.
DJ Jablonski from the World Series.
I like the name.
He pitched in 5 1/3 innings. He just had this amazing game. He also had a solo home run to right center.
Wow.
And they won over El Segundo. Now they're going to take on Seattle Wednesday at 2 p.m. on ESPN. So
Hopefully they do better than the Astros did against Seattle over the weekend.
yeah, but
Well,
still, the Stros did
but
good
we won
yesterday.
last night, baby.
And the Rangers
We won
lost.
at 9 runs.
Chaz McCormick homer twice.
Rangers lost? Oh, good.
Yeah, they
The
lost in
Rangers
10.
lost.
They've lost
good.
5 in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Seattle.
Oh, dang it. If we had just freaking won some of the Mariner games, my gosh, I can't with this.
Yep.
That's okay.
That's when you do that, my gosh, you sound like Kevin from The Office. My gosh,
God, with this. I can't believe it,
Michael.
I tried watching on Comedy Central. Comedy Central, they must
Nah.
have like 20 minutes of commercials and 10 minutes of shows.
I can't do that. You got to watch it on Peacock without the commercials.
Because you're a big Comedy Central guy. You notice that?
Yeah, well, see, I watch things Comedy Central on demand, so I don't think I get as many of the commercials.
Okay. Sometimes I turn it on, like Parks and Rec will be on or something, and I'm like, I'm into it, and all of a sudden, commercial. 6 minutes later, and then you get 3 minutes of the show, and then another 5 minutes.
Yeah, I need help with my Peacock, though. I'm telling you.
Really?
They just... Peacock Premium. I paid for it for all those years to get all the commercials, and now all of a sudden I go to get onto Peacock, and it's
Baller.
like... No, I mean, it's like $2 a month or whatever. I mean, I guess...
I don't know anyone that has Peacock, so.
So
That's what-
yeah, I
that's
did
what I
it
say you're
so we
a
could
baller.
so we could watch the Office and everything, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, I've got to re-sign up now. They did away with their payment structure, so now you've got to pay another even higher tier to get the commercials.
So you're paying all this money per month to watch a show that you've already watched like 7 times already?
Yeah, but I
Is
got
what I
other
watch
shows.
over and over
Free
again.
on Comedy Central?
It's like a comfort thing.
Yeah.
It's just,
Yeah, but
like,
the comfort thing for me is, I've been a Friends fan for a long time. I'm not really so diehard, live and die by it, but it's very comforting. I will not watch it on HBO Max or Max.
I don't think I've
will
ever
not watch
seen
it on
that. Really, you're right.
it's on Max.
Yeah.
I only, that's who bought it. Remember, Netflix had it, then it left Netflix to go to Max. I have never watched it on Max. I will only watch a repeat if it's on in the middle of the day.
I don't have
at
the
some
time
point.
to choose, like, no, what
Right.
season should I watch? Oh, what episode should I start with? Mm-hmm. I don't want to think. I just want to turn it on.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
hear you.
And even if there's commercials,
Yes, I'm
because I'm
lazy.
busy doing things in the house, I'm like, okay, it's fine. It's back. Well, but one thing I did notice yesterday when I was watching some of it in the background, it's so true how you just mentioned last week, Eric, the supersize episodes of the 2000s.
Yeah.
When they would supersize, NBC made it a 40-minute sitcom instead of 30, just to get more commercials in there and like an extra scene. They cut it. It's so odd. It was my favorite episode too. It was like a surprise.
So it doesn't make sense?
Episode ever.
Hate that.
No, it does, but it doesn't make sense how they. I mean, it makes sense, but it's weird how they cut it because the best episode ever, in my opinion, is the one where everybody finds out that Chandler and Monica are sleeping together and they're dating.
Oh, yeah.
And it's this whole like ruse of how to make them think that they don't know and make them do extra, all these things. There's a specific scene. I noticed it yesterday when I was in here and I was getting some paperwork done. I go, that's weird because it's like Rachel had just told Phoebe, okay, let's go. We're going to do this plan. And then boom, commercial break. It was like right in the middle of her words. It didn't make any sense. I go, oh, that was weird. Like I even noticed the edit cut of the commercial break. I was like, that was weird. She was like right in the middle of talking and they just cut to a commercial.
Like, we gotta get the spots.
Oh, I was going to give you a pick, Roula,
funny.
because I was a little under the weather this weekend, so I just laying on the couch and I watched this thing on Netflix. I don't normally watch these kind of documentaries, but it's called Chimp Empire.
Oh, my trainer said.
It's really fascinating.
We were talking because
I don't know why. I just was sucked in. Like, you really...
Is it truly about a bunch
Yeah.
of chimps?
It's
Or is it
filmed
like
in- it's-
code for something. I don't
No,
know.
it's filmed in the jungle, and you follow this
tribes,
tribe.
like gangs.
Yeah, and it's like how much human-like they are,
The
and
funny
it's
part
crazy.
was my trainer, he's from Colombia, so his English isn't the best. So we're talking, he's like, I'm like, chimp, what is this? I'm like, is it like Planet of the Apes? And I thought he was talking about like Planet of the Apes type show, and he's
No,
talking about a
they're-
documentary.
They're real monkeys.
It's like 20 minutes, we're trying to get this. I'm like, what are you talking about? But then he showed me the chimp. He goes, it's amazing.
It really is. Like, I don't know how they
How'd you get
filmed
stuck
this.
on that one? How'd you find that one?
I was so
Yeah.
sick.
I made you finish the internet.
It showed up. I said Netflix on my remote, and it popped up, and it was like the screen that
Do
pops
they
up
show
when you
behind
get
the scenes
Netflix.
how they get the cameras in there?
No, they don't. You just are following
That's
these
what I'd be
apes, and it's
interested in.
just, oh my god, it's like amazing.
Are people behind the cameras like 2 miles and they got Zoom?
No,
Or-
I mean
or
they're
do they plan
right
them?
up on them. I mean, like they're in
Well,
a
don't
room
you
with
remember
them.
years ago, was it Oprah voiced Earth or Life Earth, or it was some big series that had really gripped the nation. Like, wow, this is unbelievable how they got these these cameras right in the middle of where like the praying
How'd they
mantis
do
is
it?
about to kill its prey.
I don't know how they did it.
And they show on the extras how they had it and where the guy is. And I thought that was fascinating. I can't tell you how they did it. They just got him right in there.
I just feel bad you
That's
said-
more fascinating to me
All
than
I'm
the
saying
actual
is,
storyline.
if you want to watch a really good documentary, I mean, it hooks you. It's called Chimp Empire
It's
on
weird
Netflix.
watching the humans are like they'll see like a jaguar attack a crocodile.
Jaguar,
The jaguar. And I'm like, they're not going to help each other. Like you just got to watch it happen.
Yeah.
It's like you see
It's just nature.
Yeah, see nature take its course.
Crazy stuff, though.
Well, speaking of movies and documentaries and things that people like to watch, well, there's another list, my friends. Aren't there always? And this time it's the most overrated movies. Everyone loves these movies, but then there's some troll out there that decided to put it together and say, these are overrated.
Once
and
Ryan
here's
sees Barbie
why.
movie, he'll come in here and say that.
Yeah, I mean,
This movie's overrated.
How could it possibly live up to the hype? You know, you just go in with no expectations and be pleasantly surprised.
That's what I had.
Well, that's what happened with Maverick, Top Gun Maverick. People thought, oh, there's no way it's going to live up to the hype. And every person who saw it was like, yeah, I got to admit it was amazing.
All the women I dated back in the day, so I told them,
What?
just don't live up to the hype. Just
Yeah,
I'd be
I'm telling
surprised.
You. You're never
You
let
don't
down in
oversell
life.
yourself.
Yep.
If you don't have
Undersell.
preconceived notions, don't build stuff up in your head, and then when it happens, hey, you're going to be pleasantly surprised.
Yep. It's the way to
All
live.
right, here's your official weather for today. Let me guess. It's going to be hot.
We might not hit 100. We might break the streak now. Looks like it
There
may
was
not be 100.
overcast weather through my window since I don't go outside. It looked overcast yesterday.
Let's at least get the streak. If we're going to be in the 90s and 99,
It's going to be like
100.
98 probably.
Let's at least get to 100 then. Keep it going.
Yeah, let's
I gotta
see.
know what's
Yeah,
2 more
today,
degrees, right?
the rest of the week it's going to be in the hundreds again. It'll be like 104 on Thursday, but today they say it's only supposed to get up to 98. Right now it's 83 degrees and 612 on the Roula and Ryan Show.
Screen to the big house.
Roula and Ryan's Celebrity Scoop.
104.1 KRBE.
It's brought to you by Innovative Lasers of Houston. If you're just tuning in, you're just waking up, well, happy Tuesday. I want to remind you the summer of 2023 continues at 8:20 this morning and then again at 1:20 and 5:20. Still 3 chances a day to become a finalist for $10,000. Which is a nice little gift. Get your fall going. Even though it won't feel like fall, at least you got $10,000 to get through the last 3 months of the year.
I thought the second summer of Houston because we really don't have a fall.
Now,
It's just summer part 2.
We might get blessed with like a surprise day here and there. Then every
Goes to
person
winter,
who owns a pair of
basically.
Uggs will put on the
I
Uggs.
can
just for
remember
that day.
plenty of Christmases wearing shorts on Christmas Day.
Yep.
Plenty.
Yes, but I also remember Christmas Eve where we're the only city in America that got snow.
I remember
it was
that.
weird. 2017. It was so strange.
It also did back in 2004. That's the last memory I ever have of my father. Never saw him again.
Threw a snowball at him?
Yeah, that's the final memory. My daughter remembers it because she was only 5 when my dad died, and he died on Christmas. And it was that year. It was snowing, and she
Christmas
hit it.
Eve, right?
Christmas Eve. We went over to his house, and she threw a snowball, hit him in the back of the neck, went down his shirt, and we were all laughing so hard. And she can still remember that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
2004, crazy. Speaking of losing your parent, Eric is going to make an announcement. So he's going to read a letter at 7:40 from his mother. Today is the day that his mother left this earth after battling cancer. And in every hour, I think it's important for people to be aware of their health. And so,
Actually, I wrote a letter.
actually, oh yeah, you wrote
I
the
have my
letter.
mom's letter, but it's not really.
Oh, I thought you were going to read the letter you always read, your mama's letter.
I'm going to change it up a little bit.
But he wrote a letter. I mean, you've suffered a pain that nobody should suffer, and I think you've taken it, and you've actually done some
Saved lives with
serious
it.
good with this.
Yep.
You know, your pain and suffering has been really a godsend to other people because you've really awakened them.
I don't care if you're 5 years old or 80 years old. It hurts to lose your
Of course it does.
family member, especially when it could be prevented.
Yep.
Yep. We have so much technology now. Okay, ScreenRant.com is the website that put together a list of the most overrated movies that people pretend to love. Now, that's the problem I have with the title. People pretend to love it. Why do you have to pretend to
I
love it?
would never pretend
It's
to
either
love
you don't
something.
love it, you just don't love it. But I guess some
It's
people
like
feel like,
books,
oh, I
Roula.
better...
Like if they ask you, what are your favorite, top favorite 3 books? People are going to pick, all right,
Oh,
I
you
love
try-
Hunger Games books, and I love Harry Potter.
You're
but
trying to sound sophisticated.
yeah, I got to pick To Kill a Mockingbird, or I got to pick, Raising the Sun, or some book or something.
Catch 22.
Yeah, you got to try and sound like you're smart. People
Well,
worry
here
about
are
that.
some of the movies on the list. Jaws is on the list. People
Jaws was
pretend
fun.
to like Jaws. I still think maybe I appreciate Jaws more because I know what went into making.
You
Jaws
watched the
now
making
as
of
an adult.
it, yeah.
Or I've just read it. I mean, I didn't have to. AMC used to do this great thing, and maybe somebody who watches television enough can tell me if AMC still does this. When they will air movies, I don't know what makes them pick it. I don't know if it's a certain day of the week. They do like a pop-up video kind of during the movie.
Those are
and
fun.
At the bottom third of the screen, it's telling you all the behind the scenes of what you're looking at on the screen. It's pretty fascinating. They've done it for Godfather. They've done it for Jaws. I don't know when that happens or how often that happens. So that's how I learned a lot about
That kind of takes
Jaws.
you out of the movie, too, sometimes. Then now you're just looking at the technical
Well, if you've
aspects.
seen it for a
Well, I
long
had
time.
to because I was so terrified of that movie as a child. I saw it way too young. I wouldn't go in the deep end of any swimming pool forever, even though sharks don't live in pools. That's how traumatized I was as a child. I was like, if my feet can't touch the bottom, there's a shark waiting to bite my toes off.
Like that shark that's in L.A. People are falling for that stupid thing. They show the 405. They show the flood, and then they look and there's a shadow of a shark swimming.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like,
And they're like, oh my God, there's a shark.
Speaking of, yesterday you guys were talking about, look at Dodger Stadium. That was all a sham. That was from a movie.
I thought they were showing it on a helicopter. The helicopter was showing.
No, read it. It was from a movie. It wasn't real.
Because
No.
you were going on about
You were going
that. like,
on about, oh my God, Dodger Stadium's flooded. It was from a movie.
And it had, because it hadn't
Yes.
even hit yet.
Yeah.
They showed it yesterday.
I'm telling you,
Sunday
this is
night.
why it's like
man.
all the deep fake stuff. I mean, this is like, it's really going to get crazy, especially when you get into election season. You're going to see so much misinformation on every side. I mean, you guys literally fell for that yesterday, that was Dodger Stadium underwater. It was all hoax. That was from a movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time we've fallen for something, but I believed it too. I
Show
mean,
the
I saw it
helicopter and
enough.
show the
Yeah.
the
I forget what
guy.
movie it is. I'll look it
I
up.
saw the side by sides too. I mean, it was pretty convincing because we don't live there, and I'm not locked in on LA news. So I was just like, oh, okay, wow, that's Hurricane Hillary.
That's hilarious.
Look, Ella,
Well, look at
this
that.
is fake.
Yeah.
That's
it's
fake.
Not
helicopter
flooded.
thing that Eric's
It was
talking
not
about?
flooded after Hillary.
Well, the stadium wasn't flooded. It was the parking lot.
Yeah, it was the parking lot. Look at the inside of the stadium is empty, but look at the river around the parking
They say
lot.
no, it was an illusion. Yeah, it was not real.
That's hilarious.
I'm shocked.
Even
I
that
got your back, Eric. I really thought that was it.
Yeah.
Keith Olbermann guy that you like so much. Even he.
Oh,
fell
he
for
got,
it.
he got. Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm not saying. Oh, you guys are dummies. We've all been a victim of this. We've all fallen for things. It's just things are so realistic looking now these
And that was
days.
AI stuff.
Oh yeah.
What is the point of doing that, though? Like, I don't know what was the point of saying that it got flooded when we know there was a hurricane there. I'm like, look at this. We, as Houstonians, believe something flooded if there is a storm in the area. We know firsthand that things will flood.
If I saw a shark in there, I wouldn't believe it.
Now they're saying it was.
No, I would not believe the shark, obviously.
They're saying it was a reflection. But then
I don't know.
the other footage is from a movie. So yeah, it was a fake.
I don't know. You have to keep deep diving on that one if you want to, Eric. I'm kind of shook that somebody would waste their time to deep fake that when there's an actual storm happening. You know what I mean? Like in
yeah.
Harvey, somebody said, "Did y'all see the Galleria flooded?" It'd be like, "Well, yeah, probably, because everything else flooded." I would believe that story if the Galleria flooded, and I think parts of the Galleria probably did flood underneath in the parking garages. Okay, next movie that people pretend to like, and they're overrated: Star Wars Episode 6: Return of the Jedi. What?
Oh, that was fun.
That was a great movie.
That's the one with
That's the first one I ever
Ewoks.
saw of the entire series, and it's the only the first one I saw in its entire.
I mean, Empire was the
in
best.
its entirety.
Empire
yeah.
was the best, but that was, and some people accused it of being a little babyish because you had the little Ewok teddy bear.
I was a
looking
little
things.
baby when I watched it.
Yeah,
Were you?
I was a kid and I loved it. I was a kid. That was the best thing ever. I was like, oh my God, the Ewoks are so cute. Okay, Frozen from 2013. I still remember being on the show when Frozen was out on, I guess it was I guess it was on demand, or maybe it was just hit cable. And I was on the radio talking about some like the most popular princesses, and I didn't know who Anna was. None of us knew who Anna was. And people were texting us, oh my God, Roula, it's Anna. She's the sister in Frozen. And I was like, yeah, I haven't seen Frozen. And I got all these texts from people saying, you've got to see that with your girls. It's such a good sister story. I don't think it's overrated. I still think Frozen's really cute.
I remember going to the movie theater with my daughters, taking them. I had no expectation. I had like, what is this movie? I just need to kill 2 hours, make them happy.
Yeah.
And I watched it. I'm like, wow, this music's pretty good.
I remember you were saying like you should definitely watch it with your girls. It's a good message.
And
It
then
is a good
last year,
message.
you and I, with our kids, were watching the live at Disney World. We watched that performance.
Yes, we did. That's funny that we went to that, huh?
Yeah. A bunch of listeners
We
ran
went to the
into us.
actual
They're like,
theater
"Oh, that's
performance
fun."
of Frozen.
Those listeners came up to us. Oh, you guys actually go on vacation together too, huh?
Yes, we do.
Yep.
The Greatest Showman's on this list, Eric, and I will never agree with that. I think The Greatest Showman is such a fantastic movie. I was obsessed with the soundtrack.
That's a good one.
See, I didn't watch that
Obsessed
one.
with the soundtrack. Oh my God, Ryan, it is so good. It is so good. Hugh Jackman does such a fantastic job as P.T. Barnum, and just the music in that movie and the dancing and all of it.
And he
all
does
of it,
all
of
his
it.
own singing in that, right?
Yep.
Yes, and I even went down the rabbit hole because we were in such a immersion of The Greatest Showman. There was a thing on YouTube about how Hugh Jackman, he had some kind of surgery in his nose. He wasn't supposed to sing, and to sell the movie to the producers, he showed up to that reading, and
It's like they're in a high rise. They're like in a building in New York City with a piano there, and
He wanted that part that bad.
No, all the investors.
No, he wanted the movie to get picked up that bad.
Like they watched them.
So he's a producer on this as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So he had a financial stake.
And he decided, he goes, I just can't help it, I have to. And he sang his ass off. It was amazing.
pretty
All
cool.
of them. I can't believe it's on the list of most overrated movie people pretend to like.
What are some
We
other,
just didn't lock in,
other
I
ones
guess.
that are overrated?
The Notebook from 2004.
No, that was so good.
I thought it was good too. Fight Club from 99. Again, that's 2 days in a row. Fight Club makes a list. Avatar from 2009. The Shining from 1980.
I will
All
say
these movies
Avatar.
are overrated.
Avatar is
I
overrated.
still haven't seen the new Avatar.
I tried. I got so bored.
I don't
man.
care
I'm just
to.
not into it.
That ride is awesome. What is that one? What's that one that Ahmad liked yesterday, where the guy died and then he floated around Japan?
Oh, your weird
called
trippy
Bottoms.
movie?
Yeah, is that?
No, not Bottoms. It's called Enter the Void.
Into the Void.
Into the Void?
Sorry, Bottoms is the
watch
other
it.
movie you were talking about.
We need to create a segment, Ahmad's Art House Corner.
Yeah, I will say.
Because of the
Corner.
NPR music, that sophisticated crap.
I don't recommend y'all just go into that and watch it. Read up a little bit on it. It's very dark.
If I have to do homework before I go see a movie,
It's dark. I'm just saying.
Oh,
like,
man.
He's just warning you. You're not going in for a comedy.
That's about as fun as reading up on wine before I go to I got to read so I get all the terminology right when I go to the vineyard.
Okay, Kevin Quinn.
Well, I would, Ryan. That's actually not a bad idea. You want to know if you're going to spend that much money to go to
I'm
a
a dummy. I
vineyard.
don't like instructions. I just want to go and
I want them to
experience it.
teach me when I go in there.
Right, but I want to know, I don't want to look so dumb. Is Cabernet supposed to be cold or room temperature? And what kind of flavor is that? I know Sauvignon Blanc has like a grapefruit type citrusy flavor. That's all I know. I don't know anything else.
Wine thing is a metaphor. I'm not talking about really going.
I want to go now. I'm thirsty.
A lot of people go. Okay, the number one most overrated movie people pretend to like. Avengers Infinity War 2018.
Infinity
It's
War.
overrated and people pretend to like it.
It was the one before the final one.
Before the snap, there was the snap.
Endgame.
Oh yeah, it was kind of boring.
I could have
felt
trimmed 20 minutes, 30 minutes out of it.
Yeah.
Oh, look at all you Scorsese's over here.
No, I'm just saying.
Tell them how these guys have had research. I'd be like, come on
I'm
to the
just
show.
saying it's the only one where I felt like it was a little long. Like
Ryan,
Endgame
yeah.
was just as long, but it was action packed and never noticed the time.
Let me show
Exactly.
Ryan, but if you just trimmed, 30 seconds off your news, it'd be a lot better. you would slap that person.
Well, if I trimmed 2 minutes out of it, it'd be better.
No.
Well, coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, there is another 1 in 4 workers. God, Special K, this must have been this must have been written about you. If you listen to the Roula and Ryan show enough, you know exactly where this study is going about office coworker relationships. And I just can't wait to reveal it to you all. And you're going to get Eric's message. Special message. When you see what it is, you all are going to laugh because you're going to be like, it's obvious. You probably already can guess it now the more I talk about it. Let's just
think I
get to
can.
it in a couple minutes. Next on the Roula and Ryan show.
Just waking up. Rolla, you teased a little something about Special K.
Yeah, I just want to say happy Tuesday to those of you who are just getting going, especially to the one texter who says they pass our office every single day. And today they're at the lights. They had a chance to text us. Hey, guys. They say hey to us every day when they drive by our building at Gessner Westheimer. That's really sweet. Hi to
We
you.
see
Thanks
you.
for listening.
We're looking out the window. We see you every day in the car.
Which figure out your nose? Stop that. People can see.
Which I was saying, if you look outside right now, it looks pink.
Yeah,
so does that
it's
mean we're going to
weird.
get some,
God,
a little bit of rain? Some texters said out in
it is
Fulshire
not
they
gonna
saw some
rain.
lightning.
Okay, here's
I know,
why.
but some people said they saw some lightning
Here's
out
why.
in
Heat
Fulshire,
lightning.
Kev.
Here's why. There is a tiny cell coming in around the kind of Alvin, maybe Manville area down over there. There's one little teeny cell that has flown off of that Herald that is not going to hit us.
Well, look at you, Kevin.
I am the smartest man alive.
I mean, look at your weather app. Look at it
It's
says
just one little strip that gets it.
It's like one shiny sunshine for the next 20 days. And we're not getting anything. There is one little
He's trying to
cell.
distract us right now because Rolla teased a little something
Yeah,
about
I'm scared
him.
of this.
Well, I just kind of feel like if you dive deeper into the stat, it should maybe make you feel better. But if all of us here on the Roula and Ryan show, Roula, Ryan, Eric, Special K, Sam, Ahmad, the various personalities have come through the door, one thing has stayed static for years. Special K will throw you under the bus.
Oh, yeah.
Special K will throw you under the bus no matter how much he likes you or dislikes you. That bus is going over you no matter what. And there's a stat about office culture, and 1 in 4 people will actually do that. Although in our office culture, maybe it's because we make such a spotlight of Kevin doing it. I don't know who else does that. 1 in 4 people will throw you under the bus to get ahead. Kevin doesn't do it to get ahead. He just does it
for
to do
fun.
it.
Yeah, to be shady.
To survive. It's a survival skill. Like a skunk has that spray. Kevin has
There's no...
that's Kevin's defense.
One of these days, I want to do a deep dive into your psyche, because it's like you can be like the sweetest to him you've ever been, and the next day, the knife goes in your back. Like, why is it? Is it a defense mechanism?
Let's take a 30-second personal on Special K's mental state. Go ahead and tell us, Kevin. Are you okay?
This is what I tell people.
Like, I mean, you're loved by all, but and everything could be going great, and then all of a sudden it's like, wow, why'd you do that to me?
He's getting angry.
Well, if it's off the air, then you've definitely done something to me. But if it's on the air, then we're in the lion's den. That's what I tell anyone. You bring, especially if you bring in a family member into this studio. And I've caught hell a couple times because I made Eric's son cry one time. I have upset one of Ryan's.
You made my mom so upset.
His mom and a significant other. I've pissed off them. But I tell anyone who comes in this studio, you're walking into the lion's den. This is now my territory.
Yeah.
You come in here and cause any kind of.
I thought it was all our territory.
I was going to say it's our territory. What are you
He's
saying?
talking about his mic part.
Yeah.
His
over
little-
there. That's that you're walking in on an hour lion's den, and I'm gonna snack on you a little bit.
I want to cuddle down.
Well, in this, there's actually a book called "They Don't Teach Corporate in College," and they say that of the 1 in 4 people that would throw a coworker under the bus, the person most likely to undermine you is a woman, not one of the guys.
A woman.
What? I can't with that. No, listen, 6 o'clockers, little note about 7:40. You know, we podcast our show every single day. You can go back to the 7 o'clock hour and just sit back and listen to the full thing. But just in a real quick 30-second personal, Eric, do a little
just a quick
quickie
clip.
announcement.
Today's the anniversary of my mom passing away, unfortunately, when I was a kid. And she had breast cancer. Could have been prevented. This is also the 90s. So obviously now, 2023, we have a lot better technology here. So, you know, things obviously can be prevented. But she didn't get checkups. We grew up on a farm. Didn't really have the money. Just one of those things you didn't think about. My dad, a few years later, when I was 25, my dad passed away of colon cancer. Another could have been prevented. So every year I just beg people listening right now, if you're thinking about getting a checkup, which you should be, talk to your doctor, get that checkup, get the mammogram, get the colonoscopy, get the blood test, get your PSA levels checked, like Ryan always talked about with himself. You've heard me every year talk about this, Ryan.
I'll be the first to admit I didn't listen, and look, I paid the price.
Yeah, so please.
For those that don't know, Ryan had
Yeah.
prostate cancer.
Twice.
But twice, yeah.
So get your
So
checkups.
it's
That's
just
all
a
I
little
ask.
message.
In honor of, you never probably knew my mom, obviously. None of you guys did in here, but in honor of just, if you like me, if you hate me, I don't care. Just get checked. Get a checkup, please. Because there's somebody out there that loves you and wants you to be in their life a lot longer. And I thought about that last time. My daughter turned 15 last night, and I'd be like, wow, I'd only have 2 more years left with my daughter.
Oh my God.
If I went the way my mom did. So please get a checkup. I love you all,
Yes.
and I want you all to be listening to this show and kissing your family and friends for a long, long time.
Thank you for sharing that. And at 7:40 this morning, you're going to read the letter, aren't you? Not
I wrote something yesterday. I'll just read.
okay.
I don't want to.
Very nice.
My mom's letter is just no. Still
It's
hurts.
important to
though,
hear the message no
wanna
matter
hear
what.
this. So at 7:40 this morning, make sure you're listening, please.
Love you all.
And if you have to miss it, it's on the podcast page. You can catch it anytime and when you download the KRBE app. Yeah, that thing.
No.
Here's what's going down in H-Town.
No.
What's going on in H-Town?
It's definitely not
I'm
going
going
down
to just
yet.
go ahead and give it to you right now. It's
Okay.
brought to you by Duncan. So, big shout out. Here it is.
The Ryan Show on KRBE with what's going down.
In Ryansville.
In
The bus
Ryansville.
just backed over me.
Yep.
All right. Big shout out to Needville. They're advancing in the Little League World Series. My God, these kids are awesome. They won against El Segundo 3-1. Next, they take on Seattle Wednesday at 2 p.m. on ESPN. If you've never seen the Little League World Series, it's so much fun to watch.
It's so inspiring to see these little 12-year-olds just out there playing hard.
Here's what I'm
So
confused
fun.
about,
It
guys.
is.
Are there different tournaments happening to like in the brackets? Because I saw something over the weekend that, like, some of the teams have MLB names. So like the Yankees and the Diamondbacks and the little
No, the
league.
way it's set up.
Nope, you're on the wrong channel.
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
actually.
I think you're actually watching the Yankees, but they're so terrible right now. They probably get beat by these.
they probably would be
It's a
beat by
bad-
the Little League
it's
World
bad
Series.
for 'em right now.
No, but I was born in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, which is where they have it, and I was just up there a couple of months ago, and there's only one stadium.
They have two
So-
stadiums.
well, I mean,
They have two right next to each other because they play the international and they're playing the.
but it's just
other
one
teams in
facility,
America.
and then I'm trying to remember. Was there two back to back?
Last night I watched it. They showed from Skyview. They
You're
showed
right.
two.
You're right. They rebuilt.
And it wasn't
the stadiums.
underwater like the Dodger Stadium.
No, the
that I
Dodger
saw.
Stadium thing was not underwater.
a hoax, I guess.
It was a hoax. Okay, so Chas McCormick homered twice, 4 RBIs. The Astros win 9-4 of the Red Sox last night. Go Stros. Now, this is, I'm reading all these stories about HISD. Of course, the state took over HISD. Multiple Houston area school districts say they cannot staff all their campuses with armed district police officers for the upcoming school year. And Texas lawmakers had passed House Bill 3, which goes into effect September 1st. It mandates that the districts must have a district peace officer, a school resource officer, or commissioned peace officer at every school during business hours. And now they're saying, hey, we're not going to be able to do this. And then meanwhile, I click over to click2houston.com, and there's a story about them. Some Houston Independent School District teachers say they feel they've been tricked and devalued after signing new contracts with their raises that are not being honored. KPRC2 contacted AHISD officials multiple times for answers, and they were told they're investigating, and they'll give them an update as soon as they can get information. But so far, the Texas state takeover, not smooth sailing, not at all. And U.S. regulators on Monday approved the first RSV vaccine for pregnant women, so their babies will be born with protection against that scary respiratory infection. Roula, you know a little bit about RSV.
Oh my God. I feel like when I was talking about it, nobody cared because nobody got it. My daughter was 7 weeks old when she got RSV. She was at Children's Memorial Hermann for 4 days, and all you can do is just sit there and watch them breathe. And then they sent me home, and I go, well, what do we do now? And they go, well, you have to just watch her because really you can't really monitor this. I mean, RSV is so terrifying. You guys have got to keep your kids away from people when they're newborns. Everyone carries RSV, but we have the immunity to block it off. Newborns do not have that. Little babies do not have that.
Yeah, that's
I just think that
I'm on
it's
prep.
so terrifying
Yeah.
and people don't get it. Like people take their babies out to all these giant events or crowded places. RSV can get on your kid. I mean, can affect your child in any way, shape, and form. It's just terrifying. Please do yourself and your baby a favor when you're coming home from the hospital. If somebody's going to carry your baby, like hold your baby, and you want to put a burp cloth on them. You're not doing it to save their clothes. You're doing it to protect your baby from like sucking on whatever's on their fibers. Or I mean, I don't know. I feel like you just have to protect your baby because RSV is a killer. So people,
Well, this
talk
is a
to your
great thing.
pediatricians about it.
This is a great thing they're doing, though. They've approved this RSV vaccine. It'll guard against severe cases when babies are most vulnerable from birth all the way through 6 months of age.
And real quick, somebody wants to know, what did you guys get Ahmad for the QVC birthday?
I got a nice
Oh, yeah.
old-fashioned, what do you call it?
Antenna. It's an
Yeah.
HD You got a TV antenna.
So now I could watch Big Brother live and all the award shows. I'm excited.
Oh, and you also got Beyonce tickets.
Oh, that too. You know. I'm more excited about the antenna. No, I'm kidding.
Really?
Brian's like, well, I think
Just
$20 back.
kidding. Just kidding.
You want to give those tickets back? I can scalp them. All right, coming up next, it's Roula and Ryan's Revenge.
This is where somebody messed with you and you got your payback, and you're going to reveal it to all of us next on the Roula and Ryan Show.